Hello everyone, my name is David and today I'm recording this video. Let's get started. Are you free? Are you free to choose what you make a decision or you just an NPC? Unable to decide anything for yourself, you have feel that you control your life. Or at least you would have for breakfast, but this may be for an illusion. Physics may force you to go to life on rails with no free will at all. You'll experience free will all the time, like when you decide to watch the video instead of doing something useful. Your free will is ability to decide yourself what you do, which means the future is an open arena that you can shape your actions. It's the core of human relationship. It means you're responsible for your actions, which is the basis of moral and legal system. There are too many dimensionals for one short video. Moral, psychological, biological, so we'll focus on the essential part. Is free will even possible? Two main philosophical camps are fighting about this. No matter what we present them, they'll be upset about it. We use our own words. The first camp claims that the idea of the free will is fundamentally incompatible with the laws of the universe. You are an NPC. Whatever you are, it's somehow made of physical, brain and body. They are made of cells, which are part of proteins, which are atoms and particles like protons and electrons. So fundamentally, you have specific, quite lovely and demanding pattern of particles. Particles have no will, no motivation, no freedom. They blindly follow the laws of physics. We don't know why, but most laws of physics are deterministic, which means that the things they do because of the things that came before. If you play pool and hits a ball of specific speed and angle, the laws of physics tell you exactly how the ball on the table will behave, the speed, the recoil directions, everything. The laws completely decide the behavior of balls at the tables. At the microscopic level, things work out very much like that, only without players. Actions and reactions affect all the particles in the universe, creating all chains causal effects that extend through time from other things happen to the future. Things happen, making other things happen. The extent if happen that imagine that if create the computer Big Bang, a super smart computer, look at every single particle of the universe and know all their properties. Just by applying the deterministic laws of physics, it should be able to predict what the particles in existence will be doing until the end of time. You may be all particles, and technically it's possible to calculate what the particles will do forever. Then you're never able to decide anything. You decide the Big Bang, it will be anything, fate, and you will never be free to decide anything. You may feel like a decision, but you're actually on autopilot. The emotions on particles that make you of your brain cells and rooms. This video was designed 14 billion years ago. You're just in a room when it happens. You're only witnessing how the universe inside unfolds in real time. So this can't be true because of quantum mechanics, right? Quantum processes are inherently random, not determined decisions. Can't be predicted with total certainty. To the quantum pool table, balls go randomly left, up, or banana. Their behavior isn't set by what came for, but randomly decided by real time. And no free camp states doesn't affect the argument. They think that since quantum processes are random, they don't allow you to make any decisions because there is randomness for things that fundamentally make up your brain and body. These processes make the decision for you. How? Say an electron can randomly go right or left, and if it goes left, it triggers an electric current between your neurons and creates a neuronal actions that make you watch a YouTube video or goes right and make you clean your room. Because the chain is incredibly complex doesn't mean you have control over it. So maybe your fate was not decided at the Big Bang, so decided at this very moment. The important part is not decided by you. You get no say in this, but you have no free will. Wow, this kind of bummer makes the argument fundamentally seems to make sense. Except no, screamed the free will side. Is this a very bad way to think about the universe? You're the main character. We know that reduce everything to exist the basic particles and the laws of guide them, which makes physics feel like the only scientific discipline that actually matters. This is a problem. You can't explain everything in our universe in only terms of particles. One key fact about reality is we can't explain by looking quantum stuff called emergence. Emergence is when many small things together create few new fundamental traits that didn't exist before. A drop of water is just a sextillion of H20 molecules. When you wet water on your plants, they get wet. But what is wetness? HO2 molecules are not wet. Your pants is definitely wet now. Many small things together is just create something new that doesn't exist at the level of individual molecule. Emergence occurs at levels of reality, and reality seems to be organized in layers. Atoms, molecules, cells, tissues, organs, and society put many things in one layer together, and they create the next layer up. Every time they do, they create entirely new property emerge. One atom can't handle information, but many of them can handle the form of a DNA molecule. Molecules are not alive, but many can form a cell, and cells are alive. With each jump, the complexity get lighter, the rules of what's possible change. Completely new things emerge that are much more of the sum of the parts, and they are reducing this view of this universe break down. The layers of reality, each layer to make sense. You have explain living things with cells, cells with molecules, and molecules with atoms. You can't start with quantum particles and reconstruct the universe. You can't explain galaxies with quantum mechanics or human physicality with quarks. This is not the whole story. Reality is not the structured layers, but for some reason, the layers are also largely independent of each other. Things existing within the same layer influence each other and maybe layer up or down. But they often don't seem to influence things much higher or down. To figure out how organs work, you don't need quarks. To understand politics, you don't need to know about cells. If you want to explain things on one layer, you can do it by saying look close to that layer. No, screamed the no free will camp in frustration. You can't use magic to have explain free will. Maybe the emergence argument doesn't invoke magics. It just says about free with turns and dynamic in a universe. Fundamental laws is a dead end, a kind of categorical error, trying to explain galaxies by looking at the digestive tract. And the part that reductionist school thinks about the universe that very successfully shaped the science for a long time, but that has changed by emergence. So maybe trying to understand the free by looking at fundamental determinist laws and quantum mechanics. This is the law point. The question we should ask is which layers of reality is relevant to free will. Well, there's no individual molecules to create the witness. Not a single cell in your brain wants to watch YouTube. The one layer of your brain is made up of 80 billion interconnected neurons. Thus, these layers are the things relevant to you emerge. Your consciousness, character, feeling, your tears and dreams, and this is where you emerge. We don't know why and how, but we know that you're here right now. Things are going on in your brain, playing off each other and make you who you are, all different kinds of forms. But on layers of reality, you're a part of the decision process because at this level, you are the more physical cause of whatever happens in your brain. You're shaped by your decision, and your decision is shaped by you say about the layers of reality. But you're just not witnessing how the universe inside unfolds. You're actually taking part in it, and you also have free will, so to discover, to see where you fit. At least this is how you see some free and well, conclusion and opinion. So who's right? Is there free will? We don't know. If you ask us personally, we think the argument in the free is more appealing because it brings complexity to a universe on tables. Maybe existence is just a sum of its parts. But at least now it seems the universe is not that simple. You don't have the free will. It's not clear that changes for practical purposes. You and us, we humans, are purely subjective basis. We feel like we have free will, and your decisions is free to make. As long as we are not sure in either way, if it's feel like you're making decisions, what does matter is non-existence. Supercomputers have calculated pleasure in the Big Bang. Well, what if quantum stuff's in the way down completely, not just themselves one way to another? Free will is a real free is good for us. In any case, you get to decide what to do next. Maybe some stuff's done or watch other YouTube videos. It's your decision, probably. So that's the end of the video. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.